friends, and we are back with a video that we did earlier this year. Grab a snack, get ready, because we are going to go over my entire physical TBR. If you don't know, I do have my wonderful rainbow bookshelves here, and if we swing around this way, we've got our lovely black and white bookshelves here, and then this is my series bookshelves. This shelf here, I only have one full shelf in both my rainbow and my black and white that are unread, and then we do have a mixture within my series. My friend Emily was recently here and she picked my TBR and she's like, well, which ones have you not read? And she was pretty impressed with the percentage read versus unread, but I need your help. From my last video, I had you guys leave comments in the comment section. One book per comment. So if there's like 10 books on my TBR you want to see me read, leave 10 separate comments. And then in the future, I will use a random comment picker to pick your comments and read the books you want to see in videos. I was doing this for the last video, but I have since read a lot of the books that were on my TBR since then. I've read almost 250 books so far this year, and so I think it's time to update it with the updated books that have been added to my TBR since then, and since we've taken literally hundreds of books off the TBR since then, it was time for an update. Without further ado, we're going to start here at the rainbow shelves, and let's get to it. Okay, we're going to start here at the tippity top of my read books, and honestly, by the time you guys see this, I may have read some of these, and some of them are for specific videos. So, like I said, just let me know in the comments down below. We've got Unromance. We've got Unromance by Erin Connor. The Other Side of Now by Paige Harbison. We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. The Husbands by Holly Gramazio. Love Mom by Ileana Zander. Akatar by SJM. This is for a video where Andrea is going to pick my reads. She bought me that for that video. The Last Flight by Julie Clark. Meet Me in the Margins by Melissa Ferguson. The 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayless. Jenny Bayless is my favorite Christmas book author, but it's just not Christmas time at the time of filming this. Slipstream by Mage Merrill. The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. The Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson. The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. The Bookshop on the Shore by Jenny Colgan. The Messy Lives of Book People by Phaedra Patrick. Then I will move you guys down to, we'll just do it like this. You can see both the pink and the yellow-orange section. We've got The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. The Lost Ticket by Freya Sampson. The Return by Rachel Harrison. The Charm Offense by Allison Cochran. One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. Imogen, obviously, by Becky L. Bertali. The December Market by Rayanne Thane. When Gracie Met the Grump by Mariana Zapata. When You Were Mine by Rebecca Searle. Passion Project by London Sperry. Not in My Book by Katie Holt. Then in the orange and yellow section, we've got Nosy Neighbors by Freya Sampson. The Banned Bookshop of Maggie Banks by Shauna Robinson. Birding with Benefits by Sarah T. Dubb. What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown. Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Suntanto. Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders. Pretend You Were Mine by Lucy Score. The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. And It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. You will see there are some series on my non-series shelf. That's just because I only have book one. Okay, we are moving into this green shelf here. We have I Am Watching You by Teresa Driscoll. The Christmas Orphans Club by Becca Freeman. Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. Kiss Me at Christmas by Jenny Bayless. The X-Vows by Jessica Joyce. Unmissing by Minka Kent. The Christmas Appeal by Janice Hallett. The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. Normal People by Sally Rooney. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O. Clover. Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo Campbell. Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. And Strange Pictures by Uketsu. Then we've got these bottom few shelves here, blue and purple. This Spells Love by Kate Robb. The Griffin Sisters Greatest Hits by Jennifer Weiner. We Were the Light by Matthew Quick. All of the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. Everything Sad is Untrue by Daniel Nayeri. Sink by Ellen Hopkins. Snow Globe by So Young Park. Under the Same Stars by Liba Bray. The Dare by Natasha Preston. Cultish by Amanda Montell. The Edge of Falling by Rebecca Searle. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. Burn Bright by Krista and Becca Ritchie. You'd Be Home Now by Kathleen Glasgow. The Crash by Frida McFadden. The Good Part by Sophie Cousins. The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. This is my last attempt at Lisa Jewell before I don't read from her anymore. Would You Rather by Allison Ashley. Story of My Life by Lucy Score. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. The Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. The Littlest Library by Poppy Alexander. The Library of Lost Dollhouses by Elsie Hooper. Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. My Friends by Frederick Bachman. The Names by Floris Knapp. And How Freaking Romantic by Emily Harding. Then down here we've got Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. The Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer. Coach by Devaney Perry. On the Bright Side by Anna Sortino. The One by John Mars. When She Returned by Lucinda Berry. The Best of Friends by Lucinda Berry. You With a View by Jessica Joyce. It's Elementary by Elsie Bryant. After We Were Stolen by Brooke Bayfuss. Love Lies Beneath by Ellen Hopkins. If I Never Met You by Mari McFarlane. What You Wish For by Catherine Center. The Mysterious Case of the Alberton Angels by Janice Hallett. The Profiler by Helen Fields. Moving into Purple. Never Been Shipped by Alicia Thompson. Notes on Execution by Danya Kukafka. The Book Club Hotel by Sarah Morgan. Unlikely Story by Allie Rosen. Face Off by Chelsea Curto. The Striker by Anna Huang. The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. This book, I don't have the beginning of the series. I was able to get this book on a really good deal, so I just bought it. And then The Push by Ashley Audrain. Okay, we're gonna move into my series shelves here. We'll start like this, I guess. We'll do these three. I have read every book on this shelf besides Left for Forever. I've not started this season. This is by Tara DeWitt. I've not started this series, so it's First Down, Breakaway, Stealing Home, and Wicked Serve, all by Grace Riley. I've not started either of these series because I'm in the middle of Chestnut Springs and I want to finish them before I move into these, but I have Wild Love, Wild Eyes, Wild Side. I have not gotten the newest book of this series yet, but by Elsie Silver. Then I have the first two in Gold Rush Ranch, which is Off to the Races, and a photo finish. I've not read Reckless or Hopeless, both by Elsie Silver, and I've read Delilah Green Doesn't Care, but I've not read Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail or Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. Over here, boop, I have not read Releasing 10 yet. I've not read either Dishonestly Yours or Destructively Mine by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and I've not read Heartstrings by Ivy Fairbanks. The only Sarah Adams book in all of her like backlist I've not read is To Catch a Suitor. I have read all of Love Light Farms. I've read all of Rebel Blue Ranch. I'm going to be reading the first book in this series, but I have not read Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake or The Plus One by Maisie Eddings, nor have I read Next of Kin or Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. I have read everything on this shelf. Oh my gosh. And then over here, I've read everything on this shelf. And then down here, I read the first two books in this series, so I still have Make Believe Match, Small Town Swoon, and Slapshot Surprise. I've read all of the Hunger Games, and I have not read 9 Month Contract or The 7-Year Itch. Okay, I've not read anything on this shelf. This is a trilogy, and then this is all a series. I don't know if this is in the right order. All of these are by Chloe Lees. Two Wrongs Make a Right, Once Smitten, Twice Shy, Better Hate Than Never. That's all a series. Then all of these are a series. Only When It's Us, Always Only You, Ever After Always, With You Forever, Everything for You, If Only You, and Only in Forever. And then this is book 2 in a series. Wyatt by Jessica Preston. Have not read it. Have only read Indigo Ridge on this shelf, so I have Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and Act Your Age, Eve Brown, all by Talia Hibbert. Juniper Hill by Devaney Perry, and then both Unsteady and Unloved by Peyton Corinne. As far as the manga, I've read everything but volumes 3, 4, 5 of Hunter x Hunter. Then we'll move down here. I've read I've read all the Abby Jimenez. I've not read Mr. Fixer Upper. And then I just have not read these two on this shelf, which is Beneath the Hood and Beneath the Surface, both by Emily McIntyre. Then over in this corner, I've not read Caught Up, Play Along, or Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. And then I have not read Nick and Noel's Christmas Playlist or Along Came Holly. And then for the way bottom, I've read everything on this shelf. I have not read Catacomb or Sanctum by Madeline Rue. And I've read the rest. And then in that corner, I've read all of those Joanne Fluke books, and I've not read the Beartown series. Okay, over here, we're gonna start from the bottom. We have got The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden, The Wife Upstairs by Frida McFadden, Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates, How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold, Gray After Dark, The Thicket, and Run on Red by Noelle Eiley, Under Her Care and the Secrets of Us by Lucinda Berry, The Mother-in-Law by S.L. Harker, That Will Find You by Julia Heberlin, Goblin by Josh Mallerman, The End of Loneliness by Benedict Wells, Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, The Marsh King's Daughter by Karen Dion, and Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Up here we've got Night Watching by Tracy Sierra, Her Every Fear by Peter Swanson, A Dark and Drowning Tide by Allison Saft, An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson, Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, The Shadows by Alex North, The House Next Door by Darcy Coates, Where the Forest Meets the Stars by Glenn D. Vendera, Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead, The Book of Witching by C.J. Cook, Girl Alone by Blake Pierce, and Withered by A.G.A. Wilmot. Okay, next couple of shelves, we've got The September House by Carissa Orlando, That's Not My Name by Megan Lally, The Quiet Tenant by Clemence Micalone, People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, A House at the Bottom of the Lake by Josh Mallerman, The Haunting and You Will Be Mine by Natasha Preston, and Delicate Conditions by Danielle Valentine. Then we've got House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski, The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. I don't have book 1 for this series, so it's just here. It's a long story. The Bad Ones by Melissa Elbert. Yeah. The Garden by Nick Newman, Starling House by Alex E. Harrow, The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn, and Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Okay, last two shelves. We have got The Way I Am Now by Amber Smith, The Whisper Man by Alex North, The Giver by Lois Lowry, If You Tell by Greg Olson, Something Like Gravity by Amber Smith, The Second Ending by Michelle Hoffman, A Day in December by Josie Silver, My December Darling by Lauren Asher, Voices in the Snow by Darcy Coates, Poster Girl by Veronica Roth, People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone, The Nursery by Sylvia Molnar, and then There Were None by Agatha Christie, In the Woods by Tana French, The Boyfriend Project by Mason Deaver, Anne of Green Gables, Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austin, Galliant by V.E. Schwab, and The Librarianist by Patrick DeWitt. So that is everything, friends. That's my whole physical TBR. I feel like of all the books that I have in this room, it's pretty impressive that that's all of the ones that are unread. But if you have any of these books that you would like to see me read, please leave some comments down below so that I can make some fun little reading vlogs for you. And I'll see you next time. Bye!